welcome to Hooray for Kids. Well, we have a special show here for everybody today. Really, we're celebrating Heart Month. All over the United States, people are learning a little bit more about heart health and better ways to eat, and especially better ways to exercise. No matter what age you are, it's important to exercise your heart so it pumps blood properly through your body. And we have a great group of kids today from Tomahawk Ridge Elementary School. Hi, gang. Some of you have been on before. I'm glad to see you all back again. We're going to talk today a little bit about the club, the Lap It Up Club you have, where you walk. Is that right, Jim?
Yep.
You do some walking is this part of your physical education program, or just exactly, tell us a little bit about why you walk and when you walk.
Well, we walk to improve your heart and lungs, and we usually walk during the spring.
Okay, you're lucky at Tomahawk Ridge because you have a kind of a trail that's built out on the playground, don't you? Do you get out there mostly, or are you walking in the school? Where do you do your walking, Jennifer?
Well, we do our walking. See, we have a trail down at the end of our playground, and we walk around the trail.
Okay, that makes it a lot more fun, too, and you get out in the fresh air. What made you decide to do this? Not everybody in the school is doing it, are they? What made you decide that you wanted to walk, Jason?
Well, there are some prizes people can win.
Aha, okay, that's okay. You feel better, and then what kind of prizes might you win?
Well, like you can win a hat or a squirt bottle or a keychain.
Okay. For what? How long you've walked, or how far you've walked, or what's the prize for?
We have, like, if you walk 75 laps around it, you could get a hat. If you walked 50, you could get a squirt bottle. If you walked 25 or more, you can get a keychain.
That's a lot of laps.
Or you could get all of them.
You can win all three of those. And you know, that's quite a distance, because that trail is what, a quarter of a mile? Is that right? Julie, how far are you going to, do you decide ahead of time how far you're going to walk, or are you just going to start walking and see how much you can do? You're in first grade, right? How far do you think you can walk? How far would that be? Other things that you do, because walking, you can do it if you're not in any other kind of athletics. Do any of you do any other kind of sport? Do you participate in a sport? What do you do, Jennifer?
I do soccer and baseball.
Okay, so that keeps you, your walking keeps you in good training, doesn't it, for your sport? Do you play a sport?
Yeah, I play soccer, baseball, and basketball.
Oh, okay, you really are busy, and you walk on top of that. Julie, how about you?
Soccer, baseball, and golf.
And golf. See, this all really keeps you healthy. And Jim, how about you?
I play soccer, baseball, basketball, golf, and I bowl.
And I'm impressed that you all are in a sport, but you also feel that walking is a very important part of what you're doing. Well, you know what we're going to do next. We're going to talk to you, your physical education teacher and your nurse that really designed this whole program, and also designed what they're calling at Tomahawk Ridge the POPS program. And we're going to hear more about it because it has won some special awards in the state of Kansas. So I want you to stay tuned. Well, with every great program in our community, we know that we have a great idea behind it. And we have our idea makers from Tomahawk Ridge here today for the POPS program and the Lap It Up Club. We have Leslie Terry, who is the school nurse, and we have Paul Sapienza, who is the physical education teacher. And you've really made your school proud this year, and a lot of kids, and now their parents, who are going to get very, very healthy. Tell us a little bit, maybe, Paul, if you'd like to start, because I know you started a Lap It Up Club in the school where you were before in the East, and kind of carried that idea here.
Yeah, originally we introduced it to the teachers and the children as part of the physical education curriculum, and we integrated it with the lunch program and during some of the recess breaks that the children had, and then we expanded it. We wanted to include the entire family, and we came up with this premise of involving the child and the adult at the same time, so that they would kind of incorporate a,
gives them a reason, gives them
Yes.
that motivation to spend some time together and be healthy at the same time. So POPs, P-O-P-S, this doesn't just mean the dads are involved.
Participation
Yeah.
opportunities for parents in school. This was an idea that I toyed around with earlier in the year, and I had spoken to the principal about, and he was interested in it also. And we kind of tabled it for a while, and later in the year we said, let's go for it. And it's probably been one of the most exciting adventures that we've undertaken, or I've been involved with in the 20 years of education since I started to teach. And what it was is an organization that's targeted at those parents who can't make the same kind of a commitment that another parent might make in an organization such as the PTA or the PTO.
Can't be a room mother or a picture lady or something,
right.
yeah.
Parents who want to be involved, but maybe on a more of a short-term basis. And,
Travel schedules. I know we're probably hearing a lot of parents out here saying this may be the thing for me because of the type
right.
of job they may have.
Absolutely.
So how do you talk to the parents about this? I mean, do you do it through the children? Do the children go recruit their parents? I'm sure there's a certain amount of pressure, but did you talk to the parents directly yourself to get them enthusiastic?
Yes. What we did was present the premise in a letter form, sent it home, and invited some parents to come and hear what we were going to propose. And we got a small group of very dynamic parents to show up, and just took the ball from there. We started with the Lap It Up program. That was our first program. We designed a career and a hobby day, and we had a couple other things on the drawing board, but we started with the Lap It Up program. And obviously, by the results, it was very successful and rewarding, because we really do have a dynamic group of parents to work with.
Now, what will the parents do? Say the parents now will have to match the walking their child's doing, or can they do separate walking? Can they come over and do their own laps, or if their time even with their child doesn't match always, or is this always together? Leslie, is this something you
We really encourage the parents and children to walk together, because it does provide an opportunity not only for the exercise, but in so many families where there are dual careers and lots of outside activities for the children, this may be the one time of the day they can get together and just share what's happened during the day and plans for the weekend, or just anything.
Do you see older brothers and sisters, younger brothers and sisters? Are you going to get some middle school kids showing up, or some preschoolers?
Well, some of the children have said that if Dad's traveling or Mom's working, would it be okay if they walked with an older sibling? And
sure.
We have been fairly open to that, especially the children with high school age siblings, and because we don't want to eliminate anyone because of conflicting family schedules, but we do try and encourage it to be a parent-child, and if the middle school age kids want to join in, all the better.
That would be a lot of fun. I know one of the things you talked about too, and as the school nurse, you're especially concerned about their health, that it goes across the curriculum. Paul mentioned the lunch program. Is your effort also to make the kids and the parents, both groups, aware more of their nutritional plans, not only at school but at home?
Part of the entire concept that Leslie and I embrace in school is that for anything to really be successful and to have retention and carryover, you need to involve the children, the teachers, and the parents. It's a total community approach.
Sure.
So we've designed our curriculum, okay, and these activities around that premise to try and involve as many people as possible. I really believe that we have a lot of resources out there that we don't tap, and our parents are probably our greatest resource.
You bet.
And our grandparents.
Yeah.
So,
Are you doing blood pressure checks? Are the kids interested? One of the kids in the earlier segment talked about blood pressure and blood pumping and so forth. Are you trying to make them more aware, actually, of the way their bodies work?
Well, what we did is, what we tried to do is educate the children not only through the Lap It Up Club, but Paul and I designed exclusively for our school a fitness program that we presented in the physical education class. We focused in on the cardiovascular system last year. This year we're working on the respiratory system. And, you know, we've talked about the anatomy and physiology. We've talked about hazards of smoking, nutrition, stress, all sorts of different things. And although we haven't provided blood pressure screening in the classroom, we've been monitoring heart rates and target heart rates, things like that. And we present a health-related topic in PE once every 4 or 5 class periods and team teach.
Okay, and I know all of this attracted a lot of attention at the state level. Paul, tell us a little bit about the award. You went in September to Wichita, as I understand.
Yes, there were there are 3 or 4 categories that they offer, and there were applications. There was a couple hundred applications for presenting your project, and we were fortunate enough to win. We were the last ones to be presented with our award, and they said that this was the most exceptional of all the awards, and we were kind of taken back.
How exciting.
So, you know, must have had an impact someplace.
Right, right. And they also see that you recognized a need. I think that's part of it.
Yes,
recognized a need, and that you're meeting a need with your curriculum. And St. Joe Hospital now, St. Joseph's Health Center here in the Kansas City area, also recognized Tomahawk Ridge and Blue Valley School District.
They offered an award for all schools who participate in their Well Life School program, and our program did win their Master Project Award for the year.
That's incredible, because that takes a lot of work when you're doing something that's not already written into the curriculum. Yeah. I think kids need to understand that that's a lot of extra work on the part of the teachers and the nurses and the administration, and also a lot of extra support from parents.
Well, it's certainly gotten us, we have to practice what we preach. And
you're going to get healthier too, right?
We've been walking and we've been exercising, and probably we've benefited as much as the children and parents have.
And I think the parents are going to see that too, that if they don't play a sport regularly and haven't been exercising regularly, they're going to see the benefits of doing this with their children. Now, you're planning some things this spring with the POPS group. Paul, a very special day on Earth Day, which is kind of a good time to do it.
Yeah, this sounds very exciting. We're in the beginning stages of formulating the process, but what we have in mind is to coordinate again with the whole school concept, to do a week of classes with a focus in the classroom on conservation, the need, the concerns of the environment, and how that plays into our wellness, our own personal wellness. At the end of the week, we would have a family fun run at which the families would show up and they would bring recyclable items such as cans and plastic or paper, and we'd have kind of a gathering and have it carted off. Then we'd follow that with a run through the various subdivisions that serve our community, and finish the run in an undeveloped park area of one of these subdivisions and have a tree planting ceremony, and then come back to the school for some refreshments and just some more conversation, family-oriented.
That's exciting, because it fits into everything that the kids are learning.
Yes, and, again, it's that premise of tying all the pieces together. Many times the children in class will learn a subject, and it'll be something that they see on paper. It'll be tucked away over here, and there'll be no carryover. There'll be no relevance to it, and certainly, sometimes children will see relevance and they'll take it home, and it's something that's lost because it's not followed through at home. Well, if we involve all parties then and make it an event, it'll be something that'll lock into the memory bank, and the concept will be there.
I need to ask you this question because I think we probably have not only a lot of other parents from other schools watching in our viewing audience. We have kids that may say, hey, that sounds like a lot of fun. Why can't we do that at our school? Are you planning on, what do teachers do when you've got this wonderful plan and it's working? What do you do now? What's the next step? Do you write it up? Do you make a book? What's the plan with this so that you maybe could share your idea throughout your own school district and beyond?
We started out by documenting everything we did and writing our own curriculum. And we had a special section in our curriculum for the incentive programs. Lap It Up is just one of the incentive programs that we developed through this health and fitness curriculum. And so we do have it all documented, and we're certainly happy to share it with any of our peers because we had such a good time implementing it, and we're just adding new things with each succeeding year. So yes, we do have it written, and we're happy to share.
What kinds of things have the kids discovered that perhaps have contributed to the program that you didn't think of ahead of time? What kinds of things have you seen, maybe benefits that you weren't expecting?
Probably the key thing, I think, is that they realize now that to effect change, that they have to take a certain degree of ownership in the process. And
Good
that's
lesson.
a very key point. Yeah. Realize that the parents are not going to be the ones to effect the change. They can't rely on the media for all the answers. And we've even discussed how the advertisers will give false information. Now you have to really know what to look for and then make the right choices. And start that healthy lifestyle pattern now. And it goes for, it doesn't necessarily have to be with wellness. It can be with all decisions that they make in life.
And carry it over into their sports. Because the kids we're talking about, they play a lot. They're involved in a lot of different styles of athletic teams.
Getting back to what Leslie touched on earlier, the key ingredient in the curriculum that helps carry over into everything else is the why factor. We give the module, the kids get the information, then they resume their regular physical education classes. Everything that's done in the class is relevant to the module.
Right.
And we reflect off of that. Why are we doing what we're doing? No matter what it is.
So they clearly understand.
They clearly understand it, and they know what the benefits are, so therefore you have less of a problem getting children to willingly take ownership into the process.
And they're more likely to carry it into adulthood if they know why.
We were very pleasantly surprised as we came back to school this fall. We wondered how much the kids retained.
Yes.
So we devised an evaluation tool, a little quiz, and we were very pleasantly surprised.
That's exciting.
They remembered terminology that you wouldn't anticipate children retaining. And could ask them questions in the hall, and they can give you the right answer spontaneously. So I think
It's
they are
working.
observing it.
Leslie Terry and Paul Sapienza, I commend you for the job you're doing. We've heard from the kids and we've heard from the people that developed the program. Now I think it's time we also hear from the parents. We're going to get a report back from the parents. But if anyone watching is interested in talking with you about this for their school, you can call 345-7375, Tomahawk Ridge Elementary School in the Blue Valley School District, and they'll be glad to share some of their experiences and give you an opportunity to learn about this yourself. Stay tuned now, though, because I think we definitely need to hear a viewpoint from healthier parents. Well, like Paul Sapienza and Leslie Terry have told us that most programs in the school need to be a team effort. And I know that we have the kids and we have the teachers really working as a team, so now we add that very special ingredient in the POPS program at Tomahawk Ridge, and we have the parents. And welcome to Hooray for Kids. We have healthy parents, maybe I should say this. We've been sitting here discussing about eating habits, and we have Bob Oxler on the end here who admitted.
Well, the kids, since this all started, they've discussed, we've gone over the food groups and what's good for us, what's, we don't eat chips like we used to, we're snacking on fruit, vegetables, and candy is a rarity. And the kids...
Yeah. So it's working.
It really is.
Yeah, see, kids, and I think it's important for mom and dad to be the role models. If they see you doing it, then you can get them to do it too, right? You've already told me that you really are aware of it in the classroom, and that's good when the classroom goes home. Tell me a little bit about, Paula, you and Stan have been taking kind of the leadership role in getting the POPs group going and doing the administration end of it too. What was your motivation when you think back on what made you decide to get involved in this program?
Well, basically, Paula's busy with, she's like a homeroom mother, and so she has more opportunity during the day. And when Paul sent the letters, essentially that was one of my opportunities to participate. Started out as a father's group, but we quickly realized that there were other working mothers that also needed opportunity.
Yes, that is a reality in every school today, and this gives everybody the opportunity. And as far as your careers and your jobs, does this keep it more flexible so that
yes,
you
definitely.
travel?
It's a shorter term commitment, and that's one thing that I admired of the program.
Sure.
So I could participate in a brief way and yet contribute.
And be healthier for it.
Right.
Now let me ask you this, without giving any family secrets away. What do you talk about while you're walking? Do you find ideas for conversation or problem solving, or what do you anticipate that the family can talk about and discuss maybe while you're walking the trail behind the school or the streets of your subdivision that you might not talk about around the kitchen table?
With just what's happened for the day, there's no telephones, there's no door ringing, there's no other kids coming to your door. You can, if there's a problem, the kids will bring it up there because there's time to talk.
Time.
Time, that's the thing,
Yeah.
and there's no interruptions at that time either.
That's good. Are you suggesting any other creative ideas? Do you see the possibility of expanding it outside of your neighborhood, or taking your walking maybe to a walking trail or something?
Yeah, one objective we had when we started was if we could use the trail at Tomahawk, that we could get parents walking at the same time and get kind of a community effort. You could communicate with other parents and their kids at the same time.
Okay.
And so that's why we tried to set a block of time after school usually that was designated as the lap it up time. Now there were other periods when you could still walk, but tried to designate a certain period of time.
Now I know even Julie told me she has a target of 50 laps. Should I have the parents now come out and go public on what your goals are? I thought that was very ambitious for her, but you're going to have to keep up with her.
Our goals are the same as the kids. Okay, it's a parent and the kids together have to participate. One by themselves doesn't count. So again, for the laps to count, they have to be a joint effort.
So if she goes 50,
so do we.
So do you. That's good. We don't want to find you sitting along the side of the trail.
Right.
Do you feel that this will ever turn into a competition? I know so much of our life turns into a competition. First grade decides to compete with third grade or whatever. What are you going to do about that to prevent that?
That was one of our ideas at first, that we would have a class competition to help encourage kids to participate, but the teachers were against it. They feel there's enough competition in school the way it is.
Yes.
And so we decided to stress the individual efforts of this and the family as opposed to a competition. Yet we had the incentives of the water bottles and the caps for those kids that participated.
Sure, and get a little, and there are things that they're going to need too if they keep on walking. This summer, that water bottle, along about July, that water bottle is going to feel pretty good when you're walking in the heat. Let me ask you this too. I want to ask the kids, because a lot of times I know that people will say, "Oh, we don't have the time. We don't have the time to do that. We can't take the time." I hear that a lot when I talk about exercise and things like that. You kids, now here you've already told me how many sports you play. Every season, Jim, you're playing a sport. You're playing golf. You end up playing golf, and that takes a long time. But you're still doing this. What other kinds of things do you do? You're scouts, I know, aren't you? That takes a lot of time. What other kinds of things do you do, Jennifer and Julie?
Play, and I go to Girl Scouts.
Okay. So you're doing other things. Julie, how about you? What other things are you busy doing right now?
Brownies.
Brownies? And I bet you're selling Girl Scout cookies and things like that that take time. And what about, nobody has mentioned homework. And I know you're doing homework. So you're busy people. It's not that we're talking here with a group of people
It's real.
that aren't doing anything else.
I think that's the problem nowadays, is everybody has got, you know, we spend, probably 2/3 of the day taking Jennifer and Jason to, one's got this soccer practice here, one's got this, one's got that. And it is something where we can all get together and, you know, time together, because you don't have it as much because everybody's in different activities. Linda and I, my wife, have got things that we're in, but then the kids have got their things. And it's a short period of time that you can really have the family together.
And that's the whole motivation right there. Wouldn't it be wonderful if everyone would do that? I would like to see this catch on just everywhere, to give us that time to just kind of calm down, relax, and do that kind of thing together, because I think you're going to see wonderful results.
Well, I think families need it.
You bet. You bet we do. And teachers need it. The kids need it.
Terry, one of the modules that we have in this curriculum is a stress module. And it's targeted at the kids to understand the things that stress them out every day, so they can recognize what it is. We make them aware of those things that stress out their parents as well.
You bet.
Because that, again, impacts the children as well, and the family. And we also, to the Lap It Up program, indicate that this is an opportunity to get together as your family and relieve some of that stress.
I'll tell you another opportunity that you're going to have on February 10th. Tomahawk Ridge is going to help us out again, and you healthy kids. And we're going to be doing Hooray for Hearts at Metcalf South Shopping Center, and some great kids again from Tomahawk Ridge Elementary School will be there with Jill Hall from Johnson County Park and Rec, and we're going to show you how to stay healthy with aerobics and join in making some old-fashioned Valentines and just having a good time. And all the people from Tomahawk Ridge are going to be there, so we want you to join us too, to be healthier families. And as Paul says, to relieve some of that stress that we have in our lives and do things together and really get to know each other better. Thank you, everybody from Tomahawk Ridge Elementary School. Stay healthy, get healthy, and stay healthy. And it looks to me like you're really on the right track, and we're going to keep tabs on Pops as you grow and develop, and we want you to all come back and tell us about the progress you're making. We'll see you at Metcalf South Shopping Center on Saturday, February 10th from 10 to 3 on Hooray for Hearts, and I'll see you next week on Hooray for Kids.